Rich Rebuilds is back on this channel, and we're gonna do something fun this time. He often criticizes Tesla, as do I, but today that won't be that easy. So stay tuned, and we're gonna start right now. Welcome to E4 Electric. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell notification icon so you don't miss amazing guests like Rich Rebuilds on this channel moving forward. Rich has become as much of a critic of Elon Musk and Tesla as he has become a fan. But it is easy to criticize sometimes and not so easy to actually do. Well, the work is cut out for Rich today, as he will join me in a few seconds. But before that, a quick reminder that this video is brought to you by the Volkswagen ID.4 EV, which I am now a proud owner of. Some cool features that I enjoy are gesture and haptic controls, as well as wireless app connect with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay for compatible phones. Plus, it also comes with 3 years of unlimited charging at Electrify America DC fast chargers. See if you love the ID.4 as much as I do by exploring the link in the description of this video. All right, Rich, welcome back. I know we've been doing this on and off. You've been on my channel for a couple years now. But I'm having a feeling that maybe our relationship is getting a little bit stale, and my therapist recommended that we try role playing. And I thought
you gotta bring in a new challenger sometimes. No, of course. Is there a third person that's gonna be on the show that I should be aware of?
No, but I got a costume for you. You're gonna be, for this video, you're gonna be Elon Musk. And
I can't wait.
I'll tell you why. Me and you have been pretty critical of Tesla. At the same time, and I hope you agree, let me know if you disagree, we are still fans of the brand. I mean, I wouldn't have my job without it. You might not have your shop, right, without it.
Mm-hmm.
But people say, well, it's easy to criticize, right? It's really hard to run a brand like that, and I agree. So what if, somehow you end up, like in one of those movies, you end up peeing in the same fountain with Elon Musk, and you end up switching, and you wake up as Elon Musk tomorrow morning. And now you, Rich, can run Tesla the way you would, so people like Rich would not criticize it. So,
right.
What is your course of action to fix the problems that you think Tesla has?
I think a lot of it's focused. I think they do a lot of really, really, really good, smart, calculated, and overall just very exciting things. I think what I would do is I would try to focus on service, improving service. And the last time we had this conversation, service was atrocious. But now it's definitely getting better because they're starting to open up more centers in more states, which is definitely a good thing. Since we talked, I think they probably opened up 2 more in the state that I live in right now, which has been amazing.
Yeah, as you know, service was the real big reason why I stopped buying Teslas, and I bought my first Tesla in 2012. So it's good to know that they're improving, but I agree, service.
Yeah, no, they're improving big time. I think the other thing they can improve on, the other course of action I would take is definitely quality assurance. I would make sure that the cars going out the door are of superior quality than what's coming out the door right now. Unfortunately, Teslas aren't known for their build quality. No matter where you go, there's always some kind of quality issue. So I would work on trying to upgrade that and taking it to the next level. Remember back in the day, remember when Kias were terrible cars? There were those terrible cars that no one wanted.
Yeah.
And now Kias are one of the hottest cars, period. Like, they don't fall apart anymore. They're very well built. I think there's was it the Telluride? Not the right one? I think it's the Kia. One of the Kias or slash Hyundais are just doing amazing. Like, they literally can't keep those SUVs in stock because they're so popular. They're so well made, and they're doing a really good job. So that's what I would do. I would consider focusing a lot on the post-purchase inspection and having everyone feel comfortable with their purchase before they go out the door. It's like, hey, this person is dedicated to you. They're your advisor. Any problems you have over the next few weeks, this is the person you come to. It's not just like, hey, we delivered this car, it's outside, sign the paperwork, and then the person just heads out. I make sure every person feels comfortable with their purchase. And also, once they leave the factory, having
So
another
hold on a
test
second,
to
Rich.
say,
Let
go
me
ahead, go ahead.
interrupt you there because I kind of wanted to play devil's advocate because I know
Yeah,
people
go
on
ahead.
the other side would say, listen, right now Tesla needs to, deliver as many cars as they can, make as much money as they can because it's all about profits. And there's so many people who want them. And if these people are willing to put up with all the issues with quality and still willing to pay money for it and put up with a service, as the CEO of a company, why is it even a priority?
Because that's what got them into this mess in the first place. Wherever you go online, Teslas just flat out aren't known for their quality. A lot of people are willing to accept a lot of the shortcomings because they really like the brand. They're really excited about the car. But unfortunately, over time, there's squeaks, there's rattles, there's mismatching door panels, door handles, actuators break. There's missing under shield body panels. Like when we did the Plaid video, we looked underneath it and they were just screws missing in random different places, and things just really weren't put together the way they should be. So I think clearing that up could lead to more sales once you're known, for I guess associating a large sum of money with a high quality product. I think more people will be drawn to your brand. Like the Plaid is 130, 40, $50,000 car, and it's come a long way in terms of quality and building. But when we looked underneath it, it still had a ways to go. So I do think that increasing the quality can translate to more sales and a better all experience with the brand.
All right, fair enough. Moving on. What else?
I would also there's a lot of like really cool toys and gimmicks Elon Musk likes to kind of tease. I would probably focus more on the promises that I made in the past. Like the Tesla bot thing was funny. But I would probably focus on, hey, what do the people actually want? Like listening to people to say, oh, this is what you want, or better yet, what did I actually promise that hasn't come true in the in X amount of time? So what I would do instead of focusing on the new things that people don't really might not be excited or really care that much about, and really give more updates on some of the things that people want to hear more about. Like, hey, the Cybertruck, um, where's my Cybertruck? What's the deal with the sizing of it? Is it going to be 5% smaller, 10% smaller? Like what kind of things are going through with that? The Roadster, for example, very recent tweet came out last week saying you're not going to see that thing until 2023, 2024. You know, it'd be nice to, not hear that in a tweet, assuming you have Twitter, and just kind of go more towards traditional communication. I might would bring my PR team back, maybe. I
That was my
think
next
that's
question. Do you bring
I
the
think
PR
that's
people back?
sorry.
That would be my next question. Do you bring the PR people back?
I would probably bring the PR people back because I don't think that, the CEO commenting on replying to someone on Twitter is really an effective means of communication. I think that there should be announcements for a company such as big as that one. There has to be clear announcements and not just tweets with like 100 characters, only explaining half the story, and then news articles will just run with it, and a lot of misinformation is being displayed.
You mean I should stop communicating to my mom on Twitter and maybe I'll give her a call?
Yeah, maybe pick up the phone and call her, or have an official statement saying, hey, this is what we do, because anyone could really say anything nowadays about a brand, and if you have the louder voice, then you drown out the truth.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's very, very interesting.
You mentioned the Cybertruck. Now, what do you do about it? Now, obviously, they just announced they're going to delay it by a year, which is a significant amount of time, especially with over a million of reservations and other electric trucks coming on the market before that with the F-150 and Rivian and so forth. Do you keep it as the stainless steel, all the weird design that they have right now, or do you say, you know what, guys? We're just gonna literally redesign it before it comes out, just so you can get it faster. Or do
Oh,
you
wow.
keep it up? Yeah, I mean it's an option. Would you do that, or would you keep?
No, they need to stay. They need to study the course, because there's the big splash that they made was it looks like nothing else on the road. If they were to soften it up, they would lose a lot of reservations, because it would look like any other generic pickup truck on the road. And it's given the success of the 500,000 reservations, it seems like that's what the people want. If people wanted a very basic looking truck, they would go with the electric F-150. If they wanted a little bit better looking truck, they go with the Rivian. So I think the Cybertruck stands out on its own to say, hey, look, this is a street, this is a presence. When you arrive in a Cybertruck, everyone knows you're there. So I think they kind of have to keep that look.
All right. Now, a big topic obviously is the full self-driving and autopilot. You know, it's a kind of we already accepted the fact that it's always delayed. It's always, almost whenever Elon says something about it, a lot of people say, yeah, maybe. Do you change the strategy on how you release the updates and what you promise to the public?
Yeah, it's kind of too late at this point. The things that were promised to the public, I mean, does anyone really know what was promised? I don't really know.
Well, full self-driving robot taxis last year.
So I would probably, with the full self-driving, I think you're at the point where you promise so many things, you kind of have to take action and follow up on them. It was definitely a big, huge, massive promise to people, and I think a lot of people feel let down by it. In terms of how it's actually released to people, I wouldn't really be sure on how to actually do that, because you could have like test groups, and I believe they do small test groups now, but those test groups might not really represent everyone everywhere. A lot of the people that are hardcore testers, they sign up to be part of that program and they're believers and lovers of the brand. A lot of the times you might have to find people that are a little bit more critical, a little bit more harsh, and will do true real world tests. Because when you have people that want to be associated with a certain group, sometimes the data might be a little bit skewed. Like I have a lot of friends that love the brand and are dying to be part of their beta program. They might not necessarily be the best testers because they're willing to let a lot of things slide and not bring things to attention, for the sake of being part of that program and not wanting to get kicked out or wanting to always talk about Tesla in a positive light. So there is some bias in some cases.
All right. Now, what do you do with a $25,000 car? I mean, another promise that really didn't need to happen but happened. Do you put a lot of efforts into developing that car right now, or do you let it, kind of put on a back burner and really make the Cybertruck, the Roadster, and the semi-truck the priorities in the next year or two?
I think at this point, Tesla has to work on several things at once, because now they announced that $25,000, electric car. Manufacturers' ears have perked up to say, 25,000 electric car? Okay, we're going to start working on that too. And if Tesla kind of leaves that alone and focuses on the Cybertruck and the Semi and the Roadster, a lot of other manufacturers could say, all right, cool, we have a great idea. Let's start really pushing this to production. And they very well could beat Tesla to it. Now, a lot of people are going to say, oh, the quality's not going to be as good. It's not going to be a real Tesla. But even still, it being on the road, no matter how you slice it, it's still taking potential sales away from Tesla. So they kind of have to work all of it at once. If you make the announcement, you got to follow through. Whatever you say for a timeline, you got to make damn sure that you at least adhere to it.
Now, one of the things that Tesla recently announced that expanded the product family for them is the robot. And one of your best videos, I think, was a couple of months ago about the robot. What do you do with that? I mean, they obviously, all they got right now is a Halloween costume, right? They're saying there's going to be a prototype next year. We all know that there are companies out there that have dedicated a decade and didn't get that far. What do you do with that? I mean, do you really follow through, or just go like, hey, listen, just kidding? What do you do?
It's aggressive. I think a lot of it is to draw attention to the brand. I'm not really sure what Elon Musk's mission is to sell these robots. The most recent revelation I've had with how amazing the robots can be was the Boston Dynamics video, where the robots were actually doing real fluid human tasks, which I still think is fake. My mind can't process.
It does look fake.
I can't. That's one of the most mind-blowing. I'm not easily impressed. There's a lot of mind-blowing stuff that actually blew my mind, because I couldn't believe that they could move so fluidly. I still don't believe it. I still think it's crazy. So, I mean, it took Boston Dynamics decades to get there. They have Spot, they have Atlas, they have a bunch of stuff. It took them a long time just to do those tricks, just to be able to move that smoothly. So for Tesla to have something that, like the dancing man on stage, that's going to take them, unless they literally purchase Boston Dynamics, you know, or borrow technology from people, they're not really going to get there anytime soon. They might have a prototype, but it's probably just going to be a Boston Dynamics robot wearing a Tesla suit.
Overall, you know, now that you kind of outline what you would do, overall, are you happier with the decisions that they're making lately, Tesla and Elon Musk, compared to 2 or 3 years ago? Or do you think they're just as crazy now? It's just we kind of got used to it and accepted them?
I think they're just as crazy, as you could say. They have more products now. Remember, a few years back, it was just like, hey, guess what? You like the S? We're going to have an X. Or, hey, you like the X? We're going to have a 3. It was a very slow and gradual product line, releasing like one product at a time. Now they're kind of saying, okay, cool. You like the 3? Well, we got a Y. You like the Y? We got a Roadster. You want a Roadster? We got the Cybertruck. You got the Cybertruck? We got the Semi. There's a lot of new things that they want to do to kind of keep the flow going. They're building like an empire of electric vehicles, and I know exactly what's going to happen. They're going to, a lot of the promises they have, they're going to get delayed. Some of them might not work out, but the overwhelming majority of the products that they say they're going to have, they're probably going to come out. They're going to be issues at first, but people are still going to snatch them up because the brand is just too strong at this point. It's just too strong. We have people that are, willing to fight on the internet with every other strangers about a literal car company. It's a car company. It's a transportation company, an energy storage company. Their main known fact is they make electric cars that you sit in that will drive you to work. So thinking about it from that standpoint, people are willing to argue on the internet over a choice that someone made over what vehicle they drive is just crazy to me. The brand is just insanely strong, and people are just going to buy them anyways.
None of those people, I'm sure, will be watching this video or definitely not commenting on it. So I assure you that. All right. Well, okay. What do you continue with the Twitter communication and the Twitter account, or do you just get off?
At this point, people kind of rely on Twitter for various announcements, but I would probably make things a little bit more formal. I would probably do a combination of Twitter saying, "Hey, listen, I have an announcement coming out," and then sending a global announcement on Tesla's main site and driving people to that page. What I've been noticing is a lot of things that Elon says, we as consumers know before the people that actually work at Tesla know. And I've seen that multiple times. It's like, hey, did you know about this? And they're like, Elon tweeted that this morning, and it's literally trickling down to us. You as the customer are coming to us that work here and letting us know before we even know officially from the company.
Well, it's been interesting, and I'm sure me and you will have these conversations in another year or two. It's definitely entertaining, but for now, I release you now from your responsibilities of the CEO of Tesla, and it's definitely fun times. What's next for you as far as you being the CEO of your company? What are the big plans?
Man, so our biggest plan now is for hopefully it's expansion, really getting our feet stabilized to figure out what we want to do going forward. Do we want to continue the maintenance and repair of Tesla vehicles? Do we want to move towards EV conversions? Do we want to do both? There's a lot of questions here, and things are changing really fast. At first, our business model was focused mostly on just repair and service, but now we're doing some major repairs on cars now. We're actually working on a few conversions too. So we're doing a lot of different things now, but it's a matter of really getting our feet planted and cemented and saying what makes sense. What is the lowest barriers to entry for something that for a company that only has literally a handful of employees. So it's definitely interesting right now for us.
If you end up doing conversions, I'll probably be one of the first customers. I would love to drive an old classic car with an electric powertrain. That's kind of a dream of mine.
You got to get in line, man. There's a lot of people that want that same thing. Get in line.
I know. All right, man. Well, it's always fun talking to you, and I will see you next time.
Adios, man. Thank you.
All right. It's always fun to hang out with Rich, and I'm sure he'll be back on this channel soon enough. Don't forget to subscribe to his channel. I put a link to it in the description of this video. And don't forget to join me for my subscriber hangout live every week. Check out the time and date. Usually it's on Tuesdays at 1 p.m. on the homepage of this channel, and you can even set a little reminder. All right, looking forward to all of your comments. Other than that, see you guys next time, and remember to stay charged.